Press and hold the center power button to power on the bike. Hold the plus and minus buttons simultaneously to reach the settings menu. Scroll down and press the center button to select the battery lock page, and then press it once again to unlock and eject the battery. Place your hand below the battery to support it. Once the top end of the battery is disengaged, press the handle to release the battery and lift it out of the bike. With the bike inverted, turn the crank and shift the derailleur to the highest gear, which is the smallest cog. Cut the zip tie securing the motor cable to the frame, and then disconnect the motor connection by pulling the two motor connection plugs apart. Carefully wiggle off the rubber grommet from the rear axle nut on the drive side. Use an 18mm open-end wrench to loosen and remove the axle nut and washer. Repeat these same steps on the non-drive side. Note, a box end 18mm wrench can be used on this side. Use a 4mm hex wrench to loosen and remove the two kickstand mounting bolts. Remove the kickstand. Tilt the derailleur back and lift the rear wheel up and out of the dropouts of the frame. Use a 4mm hex wrench to loosen and remove the rear fender stay mounting bolts on each side. Remove each of the mounting bolts on the inner side of the fender using a 3mm hex wrench, and then remove the fender assembly from the bike. Swap the rear fender. Reposition the rear fender in place and install the mounting bolts using a 3mm hex wrench. torque them to 3 to 5 Newton meters. Secure the rear fender stays by reinstalling the bolts and tightening them using a 4mm hex wrench. Lift the derailleur back, guide the rear wheel back into the frame, and ensure the axle fits fully into the dropouts of the frame. The torque washers should be facing upward toward the opening. Replace the washer and axle nut on each side of the rear wheel and torque them to 40 to 45 Newton meters. Reinstall the rubber axle protectors on either side. Reconnect the motor cable by aligning the arrows on the plugs and firmly pressing the connection together. Replace the zip tie to attach the cable to the frame. Trim the excess zip tie. Reinstall the kickstand and two original bolts using a 4mm hex wrench. The fender stays can be adjusted by loosening the pinch bolt with a 3mm hex wrench. Create an even spacing on either side and snug the pinch bolt to lock it in place. Use a 3mm hex wrench to loosen and remove the front fender stay mounting bolt and nut on each side. Remove both of the fender stay brackets that attach to the fork lowers using a 3mm hex wrench as well. Use a 4mm hex wrench to remove the bolt securing the upper fender bracket to the fork brace. Swap the front fender. Position the new fender to the fork and replace the upper fender bracket mounting bolt. Tighten until snug with a 4mm hex wrench. Using a 3mm hex wrench, reinstall the fender stay brackets to both fork legs and then reinstall the fender stays to the brackets with the bolt and nut on either side. The fender stays can be adjusted by loosening the pinch bolt with a 3mm hex wrench. Create an even spacing on either side and snug the pinch bolt to lock it in place. Reinstall the battery by inserting the bottom first and pressing the top to lock it into place. Press and hold the center power button to power on the bike and test for proper function.